Lamb Chops isn't gonna return to form, Smitty, they said. Jahmyr Gibbs is playing second fiddle to Monty, they said. Devon Achane, he's gonna get hurt again, Smitty. He's not that good, they said. We had arguably the best week in the fantasy football show history this week, including Kyron, including every single game. We still got Monday night. But we exploded in fantasy football 2024 week number 8. This will go down as one of the best weeks in the history of the show. We had everything pretty much firing on all cylinders. Lamb Chops, the best buy low of the week. You remember last week and the week before when on the show I said you trade for Lamb, you win your league. You trade for Gibbs, you win your league. Gibbs and Lamb, the best buy lows in fantasy. Those windows have closed. Tyreek Hill, one of the very small kind of stutter steps or slow rolling players out this week. Still good opportunity to buy Tyreek Hill on the cheap. Pacheco, time to strike on Pacheco. Hunt looked very tired the entire game. So we've got a lot to talk about. Ceedee Lamb season, Gibbs season, Kyron season, Achane season, week 9. Waiver wire rankings, who to add. Cedric Tillman, I see you. I see you, Cedric Tillman. And you'll be on the top wide receiver slot. Don't tell anybody, don't want to ruin it. The Fantasy Football Show, week 9 waiver wire edition, Sunday night reaction show. Ceedee Lamb, Achane, Kyron, Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, buy low. Buy low on JT, you won't regret it, we said. How you feeling about that now? Let's go. What a week. What a week.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is...
It didn't even show it. It didn't even show it.
Let him cook.
That's better. That's better. Ceedee Lamb season. This is not the recap show. What are we doing? We're on the wrong screen. Week 9 adds Ceedee Lamb going out and having a remarkable day. What a monster Ceedee Lamb is. Let me put his final stats on screen for those that didn't watch the entirety of the game. Ceedee Lamb was a monster. Ceedee Lamb, yes, lives in a complicated situation in setup with Dak Prescott, who looked shaky at times, but Dak ended up doing what we needed him to do by the end of the game. The question is, what do the Cowboys look like, 4 or 5 weeks from now? I think they're still fighting the entire season. And I think that bodes well for Ceedee Lamb, being able to continue to thrive and put his all into every single contest, not sit out weeks 15, 16, 17 because he might be banged up because the Cowboys are out of it. They're still very much fighting. 13 catches, 146 and 2 touchdowns. If you traded for this man, like we said all week long, the week before that, you just maybe won your league. This guy is going to absolutely deliver. What a day for Ceedee Lamb Chop Lamb. I don't need to go through all the other things that we talked about on the other show. I will say that we had a bunch of guys pop off. We had a JD5 absolute remarkable finish, 326, 1 TD, and he also added the 8 rushes for 52 yards. And a lot of people, CBS NFL came out and said that Caleb's going to show JD5, school him in this game, and win this and best him in this game. JD5 obviously bested Caleb, not the other way around. So many players went off. Achane, absolutely phenomenal. 10 carries, 97 yards, adding 6 receptions for 50 yards and a touchdown. Bijan Robinson, what a monster. 13 for 63, Week 8 win over the Bucks, adding 6 receptions for 37 and a touchdown. Freaking machine. Jahmyr Gibbs, you know how that went. 11 totes, 127 off 11 carries and a touchdown in the Week 8 win over the Titans, adding 1 reception for 6 yards. The list goes on and on. Marsmen extraordinaires everywhere, left and right. Jacobs was phenomenal. Jacobs, 25 totes, 127 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, it literally goes on and on and on. Marsmen, Sattermen, everywhere you look. 4 touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. Remarkable day for Jalen Hurts. When we look over at the Sattermen.
The Saturn Men.
One small step for man, one giant leap for
Jeez.
Saturn.
This looks good. You could say, remember what I said? People are going to say, Smitty, these are all big name players.
Spaceman.
Mahomes is getting on his horse. Okay, he's getting on his horse. It's a slow process, but he's got 2 touchdowns, almost 300 yards in this game. Ran and scrambled around. He had a good day. This board is looking phenomenal. We haven't dipped in on the Marsmen in a bit.
He's on a shuttle to Mars.
Barkley,
Marsman.
Cup on fire. Pacheco coming back. Jacobs looking great. Big miss here. Coleman.
And spinning aimlessly.
McBride, London. What a list. We haven't looked at this in a while. I haven't pressed the button. I haven't even looked. I haven't even thought about what the actual list looks like. This is a pretty damn good list when you think about it. Barkley leading the way. Cooper Kupp. We got screwed out of Cooper Kupp's early production, but we know what he's capable of doing. He was a top 5 wide receiver. Debo had a touchdown, a huge touchdown call back tonight. Stroud's been very underwhelming. AR5's been a bust, I admit that. But Jacobs, Dell had his touchdown, and Diggs is injured right now with the knee. McBride absolutely exploded. Coleman's coming into his own right now. This is a remarkable list. A remarkable list. I don't know what I'm going to see here.
Moon men dropping loads in outer space.
Look, we got screwed on the rice call. This is pretty solid. This is pretty solid. We did good work in the offseason. Things have been smashing, and then the Supernovas. We'll hit that button in a minute. What a day. What a day. Let's get to the week number. Actually, real quickly, the buy lows. Let's summarize the buy lows from last week. See if we can nail down who is off the table for a buy low. Lamb no longer buy low. Window closed. Told you. Gibbs window closed. Warned you. Taylor window closed. What did we say? Achane window closed. No more. Cooper Kupp window closed. Puka Nacua window closed. Reed you can get. Debo you can get. We'll find out on Neighbors. Collins, I think the window's shrinking because he's closer to coming back. Metcalf, you could potentially buy low. There's still a lot of good opportunity on the board, but Walker, you can buy low after this week. A lot of opportunity on the board. Definitely feel like there's still some ways to go get some players low before it's too late. Here's the week number 9 waiver wire board. It's pretty simple. It's pretty short. I deleted a lot of players and names from the list because they no longer qualified and the list was getting too long. Here's what we're looking at here. The bottom line is Tillman, we see you, pal. You look phenomenal, and even more important, no matter how he's looked, he's got the quarterback to get it done. Tillman's playing ball with a guy named Jameis Winston that throws for 300 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns and 2 or 3 INTs. Doesn't matter. He's a throwing assassin, and he's going to absolutely feed Tillman as much production as Tillman can take. Keon Coleman, I will say this. Keon Coleman's probably the one guy on this board that doesn't qualify to be here because he's only available in about 13 to 15% of leagues. But that's an alarming enough number that I did put him on here, and I broke my rule of about 25%, 30%. If you're not available in 30% of leagues, there's no sense in talking about the player. But I just want to make sure that if you're in that group, you know to go get Keon Coleman. Tillman, the top waiver wire pickup in general, period. Tillman's available in 80% of leagues. He's available in 80% of leagues. Coleman available in, like I said, between the 12 and 15% range. Cade Otton
available in 15. Let's see here. I think he's available in about 20% of leagues, roughly, give or take. Matthew Stafford available in a crazy amount of. Wait, is Cade Otton available in 80%, or is he only rostered in 20%? Let me just check and make sure my numbers are right there, because I might have got that one backwards. Cade Otton is available in. Yeah, that's right. So that's correct. So Cade Otton is only available in 15 to 20% of leagues. Demarcus Robinson, we got a nice list for being heading into week number 9. This is a pretty lucrative list. But at the end of the day, Benson's probably the rags to riches gem that you want to make sure you don't leave out there. Braylon Allen, look guys, injuries happen. And we're getting to that time of year where we could see a lot of players that we love get banged up. So knock on wood, not suggesting anybody from the New York Jets, but if let's say that said person got banged up, Braylon Allen would go to the moon. And I think because he hasn't gone to the moon yet, people are very impatient Ians everywhere. And they think, well, Allen hasn't done anything. Well, Allen scored a touchdown, but Allen is 100% a disappointment to somebody that was having weird expectations that he was going to come out and take a job or get a touchdown every single game. Like, he is a spot player, a bye week player, an injury fill, like plug and play, but he doesn't have the upside until an injury opens the door, right? So make sure you're on top of these preventive moves, these moves that are one step ahead of everybody. On the running back list here, the three moves that are one step ahead of everybody else are Benson, Allen, Guerendo, well, 4 of them, and Corum. That's why I put all 4 at the top. Guerendo looked fantastic tonight. Mason's shoulder got re-injured, and of course Shanahan and the Niners don't tell us the truth anyway. It's a grade 1, not risk of re-injury. Well, he got re-injured. Shanahan is the biggest misleading news provider in the industry, and I've had enough of it. I can't trust Shanahan for anything. He's a glorified OC. He's not a head coach. Shouldn't be a head coach. Keeps losing games. Barely won this game. Almost lost the lead again. And the Niner fan base calls for his neck whenever they're losing. Then they act like he's the best thing ever whenever they're winning. I've been consistently against Shanahan from the jump. He is a glorified offensive coordinator. That scheme and offense is so good that it overshadows all of his faults and horrible offseason decisions that he makes with contracts and such. And I know not everything falls upon the coach. It falls upon GM John Lynch and also the brass upstairs, but Shanahan has a lot of pull. And if he wants something, he could probably get it done. And the fact that he waits to sign Ayuk, look at Ayuk's season, waits to sign Debo in the years, a couple years prior, look at how bad Debo played that year. Bosa waited to sign Bosa. Bosa held out. Bosa had a bad year that year prior. And Ayuk, I blame everything on both Ayuk and Shanny, but more so on Shanny. So Mason, they got a bye week. The Niners have a bye week in week number 9. Who knows what happens with Christian McCaffrey? Who knows what happens with Mason? Now, I did reach out to my boy Raj, RSF 49ers, most dialed in Niner page and Niner content creator you can find. And I asked him, I said point blank on an Instagram live stream. Some of you might have saw me live with him. And I said, hey, I just want to ask you a question. Be objective. Don't be excited about, this or that, or be biased. Give me an unbiased take. If Mason's ready to play again in, let's say, week 10, and CMC's not even close to ready, does Mason lose his job if Guerendo has a great game, which Guerendo did? And he said no. He said Shanny loves Mason. Mason's not going to lose his job. Mason's earned his job. If he's healthy, he'll go back in. So take that for what it's worth. That's the closest I can get to the situation, because I feel that's really dialed in. I feel like that's good advice. But like I've said the entirety of the offseason, you need to have all of the players. Even if you don't have McCaffrey, you need Guerendo and Mason together. You need Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Mason, and Isaac Guerendo together. You have Connor, you need Benson and Connor. You have the Dolphin running backs, you need the both of them. You have Hall and Allen, you need the both of them. Fortunately, you don't really need Rivers as much anymore, but you need Corum and Kyron, and this is what we said all offseason. By the time Kyron has some dings and nicks and maybe potentially could miss a game or two, Corum will grab the spot, even though Rivers felt like he had it early on. You got to make that assumption of when the time comes, which running back will be the backup when you need it, not who starts the season as the backup like Rivers did. So Guerendo, these 4 guys are great ads. The wide receivers, it really gets kind of spotty here. You know, Wicks could outscore everyone here on this bottom section of the wide receivers. Downs, I would say Downs having, you know, what was about 2 touchdowns in this game, 1 called back, you know, goes up there, I think, with those boys. I think Coleman, if he's available, is probably the top pickup. I think you can make a case for Tillman, but I'll give a slight edge to Coleman and notch Tillman down a touch. This is how I'd rank the receivers. Stafford's available Stafford's available wildly in 20 to 25% of leagues. That's crazy. And if he's available, he's a top pickup quarterback of the week, no doubt about it, no hesitation. Love Winston and what he could potentially give you. Nix is going to be kind of hot and cold. He was very hot this week. 4 touchdowns. Flacco, you got to worry about Flacco and AR5 and how that whole situation looks. Drake May had a head injury. We'll monitor him. Tua is going to be hit and miss, but a good add if you need one. Malik Willis, we'll see if Jordan Love's groin injury keeps him out a week. He could be somebody you add. Penix Jr. is just waiting. You might not be able to hold him at all, but monitor him because the offense is amazing. And if Cousins ever suffered injury, he would get in there, but Cousins is playing ball. Carr is going to be on the mend, on his way back soon. And Hill, there you go. That's the waiver wire ranking. Pretty clear cut, pretty thin, but pretty rich at the same time. Very solid names considering how deep we are into the season. And we've got guys like Stafford, Nix, Winston, Malik Willis if you need it, and Superflex, Downs, Tillman. Tillman's probably the most available player. Let me look up Tillman one more time and make sure my numbers are correct. But Tillman is available in a whopping actually, that's shocking. It's like 30 to 30-ish%. So actually, roster more than you'd think, though. You'd think he'd be like 50% available, but it's like about 30 to 40%. Cedric Tillman. He was a hot commodity last week, and so not everybody took action, but it seems like not enough people did, and he's available. So that's your week number 9 waiver wire rankings, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching that. We'll reference it all week. We're the only show I think you could find that does waiver wire every single day, because we'll talk about it and I'll pull it up. We'll pull it up tomorrow. We'll be like, yeah, who do you need to add? Okay, yeah, let's pull up the waiver wire rankings. We go over it. Friday, we'll be sitting here on a Friday. And yeah, waivers are processed and everything, but someone will say, I don't know who to add. So-and-so's out now. It happened last night, a Thursday night. It got injured. So what do I do? It's Friday, Smitty. We go, well, I know this. A lot of these guys processed on waivers, but do you see anybody that's still on your waiver wire? That's how we roll in this channel. Okay? We're prepared. Presentation's top-notch. We like to bring the humor. We like to bring the fire. And we like to bring supernovas to the party.
There are handfuls of Saturn, Mars, and Moon men, but only 8 can be supernovas. I give you the 8 best picks in fantasy football.
They are the 8 supernovas. They are the 8 supernovas. The hateful 8 supernovas. I'm looking at the 8 supernovas. The magnificent 8.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbiter Discovery.
Man, we're not gonna hit everything. That's pretty damn good, especially Coleman. That was ballsy to put in that low of is Ceedee Lamb still a buy low? No, bang bang. That's why I've been telling you to get them all mother freaking week. Last week, the week before. I don't know if that's what you mean. If you're coming and saying take a lap to the world because we crushed it and we got it right, or if you don't understand what we're even talking about, because I'm not sure which side you're on. Like, are you coming in here thinking we're saying buy low on Ceedee Lamb? Is that where your mind's at, or are you trying to celebrate that we smashed the hell out of that and that we called that. We did that. We told you, get me a coffee. We told you.
Let him cook.
What a week. What a mother freaking week. It's probably the best week in this show's history. It was just like one thing after another, just smashing the hell out of the calls. Let's go to the super chats and let's see what we can cook up here. Dropping Moss for Tillman, a bad idea. Zach Moss, I'd drop Zach Moss for Tillman, definitely. Good question. Scotty Dew, I have Guerendo lost 2 points. Thoughts on Mason? I just went over that, Scotty. So obviously you heard that. Hopefully after the bye week he's okay. Roz says that he won't lose his job, but I just referenced that. I'm sure you dropped that after I just summarized all that. McConkey for Pacheco. I think it's pretty even right now. McConkey, I see you. He looks good. I'll admit. There are two players right now that I feel are doing better than I ever gave them credit for. I'll take laps on them. There's gonna be victory laps. There's gonna be laps every week. I'm gonna miss on stuff. Two things I missed on, I think, that are glaring, are continuing to doubt Swift, even though we loved him last year, and for whatever reason, maybe my distaste for Chicago and how they operate has clouded my judgment with DeAndre Swift, who I loved last year. And I continue to doubt Swift. He continues to ball. And for that, I take a lap. Also, Lab McConkey, very, very good. I don't think he replicates what he did this week, and I think he will be sporadic because of Harbaugh. Never hated Lab McConkey. If you remember back rookie rankings, we had him really high. We had him like at the 5 or 6 spot wide receiver ranking-wise for rookies before the combine. But landing spot worried me. And it still does to a degree, but I see you, Lad McConkey. I'll take laps on both accounts. Look, laps are healthy. They're healthy. But McConkey for Pacheco, I think you need a running back. That's a solid move, 100%. Let's see. Answer these in order in which they're received. TP with the first super chat of the evening. TP, thank you. I'm sorry I didn't get to. Yeah, let me organize these. Let's go. Order in which they were received. Let's go like that. There you go. TP 5 and 3. JD5 Monty, Kyron Mason, Guerendo, B Davis, Sharbs, Amon Ra, Cup, Kittle. I feel I can't win all Niners off next week. Yeah, but you're 5 and 4. I wouldn't worry too much. Need some help. Couldn't get rid of Mason. Yeah, like I said, guys, I made a video on this. If you wanted to get rid of Mason, you had to do it the week I told you. And then if you're going to hold him, which I wasn't opposed to, but there's definitely, ambiguity and obscureness to the situation where, CMC comes back, there's definitely some sort of sharing, and he can't be the same exact player. Last week, yesterday, last night, today, not the right time to sell Mason. You either ride him till the wheels fall off, which a lot of people chose to do, which is fine. And he's literally set you up to help you win your league. Like, you can't get mad at Mason for, what's happened lately. He got hurt, but he's absolutely been a league winner up to this point. But selling him 2-3 weeks ago when I put the video up, how would you sell Mason if you needed to or you wanted to? Here's how you do it. His value is sky high. Sky high. Some people call Lamb mint jelly also. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. Flowers says hello. Zay Flowers, yeah, he will come and go. And, there are good games and bad games, and he definitely was solid. TP, I don't know what I'm going to do if this is my team. I think I'm not worried about. I think Mason, in your situation, rather than getting rid of him, he'll be okay. Like, he'll come back and be 50% ball carrier, or Guerendo will be, and get good production. I don't think Christian McCaffrey comes back to even close to 55, 65, 70% of the work. And then there's also the thing that, like, if he did, or even if he didn't, he still could be hit or miss some games because the chronic Achilles tendonitis bilateral is going to pop up and be worse some days versus others. It's not like he keeps it at a bay all year long. Unless he went over and had some sort of procedure we've never heard of with some trial stuff that works, that we've never, that revolutionizes the medicine. But I would say, looking at this team, you could sell high if you wanted to. You could try and sell Kyren or Monty for two different players, but at 5-3, bro, I would just say, you know what? Maybe I luck out and I win. Maybe I hit the waiver wire just right and I win this week. Maybe my opponent, have you even looked at your opponent? Does he struggle with bye weeks as well? So TP, I'm going to say don't make moves off of a bye week. You make a trade based on 1 week, you're going to very much be upset at yourself. Should I trade St. Brown for Gibbs or Hill? Gibbs, I would straight up. Hill, no. I think Hill is a great buy low, but that's not buying low at all. But I think Gibbs is in my top 5 overall. But I love both of them. St. Brown's great. When do you think Brooks or Pacheco can come back? I think we're surprised by, like we were with Debo's return a little bit early. Cooper Kupp's return wasn't early, but we thought it was going to be. And then Puka Nacua was really early return. Like, it was like, oh, maybe a couple weeks. No, he's playing this week. And then he goes crazy. So that's why Pacheco is an important buy low in case that schedule gets moved up on us and we don't see it coming. But Brooks, probably about 10-11, week 10-11, we see him getting going. Pacheco, same thing. Maybe this week. I mean, you don't know, bro. This next week. I know I'm scraping the bottom of the Superflex barrel, but do you see Bryce Young bouncing back? I don't even know if he's starting next week, bro. Okay? He looked decent again, Denver, without top 2 wide receivers. Yeah, I don't know. I think Bo Nix looks great. I think Winston looks better. I think you pick up the Green Bay backup Willis in case, maybe he gets a start. I'd rather have those than Bryce Young, TP, but it's a great question. Kupp and JK for Nico and Aaron Jones. I would rather have Nico and Aaron Jones if you can weather through that. Losing with Debo, is Chubb and Olave enough for him? Losing with Debo, is Chubb and Olave. I wouldn't trade Chubb and Olave with Look, you got to remember, Debo had a big day today, and it got called back on penalties. I'm not saying that you can make excuses and be an apologist for a player over and over and over, but I think it's important to note that Ayuk is out for the year, okay? So Debo's value goes sky high on that news alone. Then he has pneumonia, so it takes a dive. Then he comes back, and now he has a big game, but his points were neutralized with penalties. And then you get the outcome. The outcome seems disappointing. But I would say Debo by a country mile for me, because Debo's situation is safer. Take a lap with Worthy. He's a boom or bust wide receiver. And you take a lap on Worthy. Go get me a coffee while you're at it. You don't come in here and tell me to take a lap on a player that just scored a touchdown. I mean, I appreciate you, bro, and I appreciate your super chat, but I'm not taking a lap on nothing. Worthy's just getting going. He's a young rookie, scored a touchdown. He continues to make good plays, and he's got a great opportunity in front of him. And if you think I'm giving up on him, you got another thing coming, pal. But I appreciate you anyway. Ceedee, Bijan, Lamar, Tyreek Hill, and Joku Flowers. Yeah, Joel. I like what you got here, bro. I think the future is bright for you. Go forward, my friend. You're going to have a nice little season in store. Nice little final run for you. The final weeks are going to be pretty impressive for you. Eddie, Hill for Lamb. Yes, I don't think you're not going to get that anymore, though. Hill and Worthy for Lamb. You're not going to get that anymore, Eddie. I tried to tell you, Eddie. Now is not the time to try. I mean, try. But you're not gonna see it anymore, bro. Okay. The buy low season on Lamb's over. Just like Gibbs. You're not getting Gibbs buy low anymore. You're not getting Kyren low anymore. You're not getting Lamb low anymore. That ain't happening. Jonathan Taylor, no longer is he available in a trade. He was. But those guys do try. Tell me if you get it done. I'd love to hear about it. We'll celebrate your trade efforts. If you're able to accomplish it, we'll take victory laps together. But there's no way. You know what I'm saying, bro? There's just no way. I can't see it. All right, where are we at? Vlad, appreciate your super chat, my boy. Time to drop Mason. Come on, guys. Vlad, I know you're not amateur hour, so I don't mean this that way, but it's just amateur hour right now. We just crush it. Okay? Sticking to guns, making sure you're not knee-jerk reacting, buying low and reacting when it's appropriate. You think dropping Jordan Mason, who came out because of his shoulder injury, who, my boy Raj, and I'm not saying he's going to be 100% right. We don't know. Guerendo's still a great cuff to him. And you should have Guerendo cuff to him. Guerendo looked good. Maybe he's the backup to own. Shanahan's such, yeah. But my boy Raj says that Mason's getting his job back. And if he doesn't, you cuff Guerendo to him and you keep both of them. You should have both of them. Also, Tillman better than Worthy. Tillman's probably safer than Worthy right now, sure. But it doesn't mean Worthy's droppable either or anything. You either hold him, trade him in a nice trade. He's got upside, just scored a touchdown. Has a lot left to offer, and as he's maturing and learning one of the most complicated playbooks in the National Football League, he will progressively get better. Look at all the Coleman hate. Worthy and Coleman are kind of in the same vein, and maybe Worthy's been a little more consistent because he's had more, a little bit more touchdown production spread out, but Coleman's been absolutely on fire in a small window, and they're very much similar players in similar situations. Having Hopkins come over, who didn't exactly get into his role as quickly as Amari Cooper got into his role, I think Worthy starts to flourish like Coleman's flourishing once we see Hopkins do what Hopkins is capable of doing. And I still think Hopkins, while not the same player he used to be, can definitely be an additive to this offense. Lost this week by now 5-4. Team is Caleb, Gino, Hunt, Achane, Amon-Ra, JJ, Adams, Bowers, DK, Kamara, Coop, BT. Man, how do you lose? This team seems great. Any moves? Probably say, I'm probably going to say no, bro. I really like your squad. And you can't buy low on these RBs anymore. The buy low RBs are pretty much, minus maybe getting like Walker, but I like Kamara. Kamara's also a buy low. I don't think there's running backs that you can acquire anymore. Taylor's gone, Gibbs is gone, Achane's off the board. So looking at your squad, I feel like you have all the players. I'd maybe try and trade like Amari Cooper and DK for an upgraded wide receiver. I'd be tempted to go after Tyreek Hill if I'm you, like Waddle and a Chubb, or a Cooper and Waddle, or something like that. Adams and Cooper, something like that for Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is probably my main target for you. And I think Pacheco is also nice. Like I said, you're going to hear a lot of go get Tyreek Hill this week, go get Pacheco this week. Those will be two pieces of advice that I continue to smash. 4-4 after an L this week, 10-man league. Any recommendations? Allen, Achane, JT, Dell, MHJ. How'd you lose with this team this week, bro? You had to have had Ridley on the bench, which I understand. But Allen, Achane, JT, Dell, MHJ. Would the person score the highest amount of points in the week? I like this team. I'm not trading any of it unless you feel like you can't win with it. I think you can. I'd maybe trade Amari and Waddle for Tyreek Hill. Amari and Waddle for one player. Amari and Waddle. Ridley and Waddle. Ridley and Amari. Something like that to upgrade that one spot. That's it, bro. That's all I'm doing. That team is really solid. It's heartbreaking you lost with that team. That's a really, really good team. 4-4. Jeez. $20 hauler by that boy dropping the $20 hauler gets immediate attention. We got Rise Above. Appreciate you, Rise Above, with the super chat. I'll get to you in 1 second. Lost this week, 5-4. Team is Caleb. Oh, I just read this one. I didn't know that was a $20 hauler, bro. I'm so sorry I didn't give you a Mars shot.
To Mars!
To Saturn. To the moon.
Appreciate you for dropping the 20 watt. I'm sorry I didn't see that. Pitts, Achane, Tillman, MHJ, Kyler scored 186. This is what I'm talking about. Like seeing a team like this, you're like, MHJ, balled out. 100 yards, touchdown, looked amazing every bit the player. we knew he'd be. In fact,
Hi. What would you like?
Footballs, please. Lots of footballs, please.
Coming up.
He's Marvin, he's 11 feet tall, and he loves to consume the football. He's Kyler, he's 4 feet tall, but Star and Marvin will answer the call. They're Kyler and Marvin.
What a team. 186. Bro, we have so many people who are like, Smitty, I scored 170, 180, and 190 in my leagues. Like, I'm seeing so many messages. I'm so proud of all these teams, man. I want Amon-Ra because of competition in Detroit. Who can I get for him? I want Amon-Ra gone. Oh, Amon-Ra gone because of the competition. I don't know that I'd think of it that way, G. I don't think I would want. I mean, but if you are, I'd go Tyreek Hill or something. But I go Tyreek Hill. I look that route. I don't know Nico and something big, but I'm not doing it for Nico straight up. But like, those are two ideas that tickle my fancy, G. You know. Pause. Amari Cooper, a buy low candidate. Maybe a little bit Philly, but I don't know that it's something that I'm like racing to do. Maybe in like a 2 for 2 and you throw him in and you're intrigued by having him as an add-in. But I don't think I'm targeting this man. Let's go. What a day. What a day. What an outstanding day of football. Let's hit the phone lines.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
And dial into the attic.shop phone line. Get all your attic, the attic.shop apparel over at the attic.shop. This is a fantastic place to shop. Make sure you go get your hoodie. It's getting colder outside right now, and you need your hoodie. Go get it from the attic. Movies, old school movies, vintage movies on hoodies and tees, and we'll have some sort of potential. I'm talking to Grindhouse, formerly Grindhouse. I'm talking about them. If you could turn the show down in the background, whoever I just added, and mute yourself real quickly until I come to you. Thank you. But I'm talking to the Attic, formerly Grindhouse, about creating some hats for us. You know, some sort of like storefront to buy, the Fantasy Football Show hat. So hang tight on those. I'll have a link and a little shop for it. Let me see. Vin with a just $10 hauler got a huge dub this week. 4-4, 10-man. Josh Allen, Kyron, Gibbs, Devontae Smith, Dell, MHJ, and Pitts, bench, Bigsby, Kyler. Nice team, bro. Nice team trying to upgrade into Hill with the bench. Sure. I like Devontae Smith, though. You could try and sell Dell on the touchdown. Not that I hate Dell or I'm trying to get rid of Dell. But, Dell or MHJ into Hill is not a bad idea. I don't mind that at all. Who do you give up? I mean, Coleman, I suppose. You use that value too. Maybe Mostert's touchdown. Maybe Bigsby. I think Tyreek Hill's worth it. I think he's still got huge upside. Traded Kupp and Ertz for Dobbs. Or Kupp, Ertz, and Dobbs for McBride and Reed before the games. Kupp, Ertz, and Dobbs for McBride and Reed. I think that's going to work out for you in the end because I really like Reed. Paige couldn't, or Papa Giorgio couldn't stay. Sorry, Papa. Still have Ceedee and Nico, wide receiver. Smitty approved. Smitty approved that. Thanks for the advice. Always, Smitty to Mars. Thank you, Cameron, for the super chat. All right, let's go over to Tony from Cali. Tony, you're live.
Hey, Smitty, I've got tight end problems, but I don't know what to do. I've got Laporta, but I don't know how much we can trust him as being every week starter.
Wait, whoa. Can I just tell you something? Like, if I'm doing my tight end rankings going forward, he's in my top 3 or 4. So I don't know.
But what about once Jameson comes back? Is that gonna hold true once Jameson is back? And I mean, because when he's on the field, his targets are like 2-3 a game.
Well,
he's a Hail Mary for a touchdown. Basically.
I don't think it's that easy. He also had another. Do you know he had another touchdown call back?
I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch.
There you go. Your box score bobbing this thing. Hold on a second.
There's only so many games.
All right, prepare for take one. All right, action.
He's a box score Bobby. He's a little sloppy. Box score Bobby. He's a box score Bobby. He's so sloppy. Bobby.
So let me get this straight. Tell me if I'm right. Just hold on 1 second. Let me describe it. You were at soccer practice. You had to pick up 3 different kids, get the groceries on the way home, the milk. Didn't get to watch the game. And then you come in here and you say, Laporta, we can't trust him. Bro.
Well, no, I actually I watched 3 or 4 games at once, so I had 3 or 4 streams going.
Okay.
The Detroit game wasn't one of them. They didn't have any players. I had Monty going in that game.
Well, make sure you
good for
put the red zone on as your main audio or something, or figure out that because you can see the highlights. But Laporta had a touchdown call back, scored another touchdown, looked really good, has been banged up and injured with 2 different injuries all year, which is why he started slow. Then he got injured again. So really, I think it's more about injuries than anything. And Goff has been kind of hit and miss, but I'm not panicking on Laporta at all. When you say I need a tight end, I've got a tight end situation on my roster, and you tell me I've got Laporta, this is what we're going to get. Like at the very least, you have a 5 to 10 guy that might have some risk if you're correct and I'm wrong. If you're right and I'm wrong, you have a sporadic top 5 to 10 tight end in fantasy football going forward. What are you going to get into? The
only other option is Goddard or Ingram. Ingram's on my roster. Goddard's on the waivers. Someone dropped Goddard.
So you have Ingram and Laporta, and you're calling in to describe your situation as problematic at the tight end position.
I need a win, Smitty. I need a win. It's in a competitive league.
I know, but that's an embarrassment of riches at the tight end position this year. So you don't have if anything, I'm selling one of them.
Out. Tight ends went crazy this week. They went,
bro.
Kate Otten had 2 touchdowns. I was thinking about picking up Otten, and I was this
You're
close
thinking
to picking
about picking up. Hold on. This is for your own good, bro. You were thinking about picking up Otten?
Yeah, but why not? No Mike Evans, no Godwin.
Call terminated.
Why not? He says, why not? As soon as I hit the button, he says, why not? As if that's not a no-brainer to pick up Otten. Otten should already be on your roster. I have a feeling, Tony, Otten's a must-grab. It's not why not. He's trying to sell me on picking up Otten. You're telling me you're calling him with tight end dilemmas. Otten's on waivers. Still. He left him there, even though I said to pick him up all week long. Otten's on waivers. He's got Laporta and Ingram, 2 potential top 5 tight ends, and he doesn't know what to do at the tight end position. He's got tight end problems. I appreciate you, Tony. Don't take that the wrong way, but good Lord, bro. You have the opportunity to own maybe 3 top 6 tight ends right now. You left Otten on waivers. Papa Giorgio, you're live. Good Lord.
Hey, what's going on, Smitty?
What's up?
I got a dilemma here, man. Well, it's not really a dilemma, but I'm 4-4 after this week. I have J Love, as you know, Jordan Love, the man, goes down.
We saw the games. Don't summarize it for us. Get to the meat and potatoes of this. It's like pulling teeth here. Papa Giorgio, you just saw me hang up on the last caller. Let's make this smooth. Go.
All right. Do I make a move? I have a 12-man PPR. I got AJB, Justin Jefferson. I got Otten in my tight end slot, Puka in my flex spot. I got Bigsby as my RB2. I got Gibbs as my RB1. I need a QB replacement maybe, or do I just roll with maybe Herbert? Maybe I go Willis and get a little crazy.
Who's your QB is Herbert?
Herbert or Jordan Love.
Oh, and Love. Okay, that's right. Okay, so Love and Herbs. I don't mind going and getting Willis and having that Because what could end up happening is this is like a game time call for you, and then you don't know who to start. And if you have both of them, you're good to go for the game time call. I'm not saying drop Herbert or anything, but I definitely get Willis. This feels pretty safe, and he scores, bro. He's not bad. I like Will. I've always liked him. I've always liked him, and now that he's in a good spot, so that's not a bad move. I mean, Herbert's hard to trust. I like Herbert a lot, but yeah, go cuff that up so you're good to go for the game time call, because it'll go down to the wire. Groin injuries are tricky though, bro. It feels like someone hooked a car battery and cables up to your groin and just fires it up whenever you move. It's like electric shock through your body, and you can get over. It depends on how severe it is, where it is, how much where you have the groin issue. But groin injuries are very, very, very tough, and you can re-injure them very easily if they're not 100%.
You think I can win the championship with Bucky as my RB2?
With this situation, with AJB, JJ, Puka, all bye weeks out of the way, Otten firing off, Gibbs bye week out of the way, firing off, and Jordan Love comes back healthy, yes. I think you don't. Okay. I don't think you hit a home run every time you go up to bat, but I think you, at least in some cases, crawl to the win, then smash, crawl to the win, smash. End of the year, you are the winner. That's certainly in the realm of possibility, no doubt about it.
Okay.
All right, bro. Later.
Yeah. Appreciate you, brother.
Anthony, hope you're okay out there. The tight end question. I'm trying to be more sensitive lately. I'm trying to, maybe I need to see somebody. Maybe I need to see someone live, have therapist sessions. How do I work on my anger? How do I be more accepting and do live therapy sessions? Maybe we do that. Maybe we call. Doesn't Amazon have like a free with your Amazon Prime account, some sort of digital, counseling? Good. You're live on the show right now. Are you okay with that? How do I work on myself? I press a lot of buttons. I make people get me coffee, and I hang up on people at the first sign of any sort of disrespect to fantasy football players that we talk about here on the channel. Steven from Iowa, you're live.
What's up, Smitty? Great job today. You crushed it. Loving the show. Just want to touch in. So I got 3 tight ends. So I got 2 questions, actually. I got 3 tight ends. I need to use one of them as, trade pieces. I've got Evan Ingram, Travis Kelce, and then Cade Otton. Are we rolling with Cade Otton the rest of the season over Travis Kelce, I'm sure, just due to the injuries?
Ingram, Otton, and Kelce?
Yeah. They all had pretty solid weeks.
Yeah, you know what I do, bro? You let the market dictate which one you keep. Just because, and you don't necessarily accept the first offer or any offer if it's not good, but you might run into a trade where someone wants Otton more than they want Kelce, and if you start shopping Kelce, then they don't want to do the deal. So I kind of let them dictate which one they want. I wouldn't be opposed to keeping Ingram and trading both these guys, or keeping Kelce and trading both these guys. I think that these are 3 good enough tight end options. Unlike Tony knew, he had the same thing going on. He had 3 top 6, 7 tight ends in his grasp, and you have the ability, I think, to sell these pretty easily. And the way that you do that is you shop around the league, see who, or your league, and see who needs a tight end, and then just look for that one upgrade. Like maybe you've got Hill, and you can turn Hill into JJ. Maybe you have Kamara, and you can turn him into Gibbs. Maybe you can go get some of those players that the buy low window's closed, but because you're giving up that tight end, and they think they're getting a guy that can still hang, they'll do the deal. Or maybe you've got a guy that did well this week. Let's call it Zay Flowers, but you're worried about the ups and downs. You give up a tight end to upgrade Zay Flowers into a bona fide elite wide receiver 1. But
okay, yeah, I was worried on thinking about starting Otton and keeping him for a flex play, because he's been a floor definitely.
Well, who were you debating at your flex with Otton then?
So I ran Achan in my flex, and I got Kyron Williams and B-Rob as my running backs. And my wide receivers are Debo, and then, I got Devontae Smith as well, and Worthy.
So how are you going to run them in your flex if you have Achan in your flex?
That's what's
you're not.
Probably tough.
I mean, bye weeks, but Achan's had his bye week already. You said you have Bijan?
Yeah, I got Bijan and Kyron, so I definitely need another wide receiver one. Debo's a wide receiver one, but I could probably swing.
Bro, make a trade.
For sure, one of those guys or two.
Make a trade, bro. All right.
And then last question is
last one.
What can we expect with MHJ? Surely, the Cardinals are looking at it like if they just fit him into the game script, they're going to be winning games. He's popping off. I don't understand why they don't feed him the ball like that. So
I think they know. I'm hopeful they know. Let's just hope that the momentum continues. Let's just remember that rookies have a tendency to do this. They do. Jamar Chase did the same thing. And I think that MHJ, if you really watch all of the Cardinal games, and I do because I'm here in Arizona, I'm a Cardinal fan, and I watch all the games anyway for my job. If you watch all the game, every game, you know that this guy has 5 to 7 touchdowns. And I know a lot of people have that. You can play that what-if game all the time. But 5 to 7 legit touchdowns that were either overthrown by Kyler. MHJ dropped at least 2 of them that were right in his hands. But there are literally 3 or 4 other bad throw end zone targets that were wide open. And 2 fully 30-yard, no one's anywhere near MHJ, and he's running down the field with no one around. Literally, the camera shot doesn't have a single defender in the frame. And Kyler missed him on both of those. I just think that if he had even half of those touchdowns, including those 2 wide open ones, we'd be looking at a BT situation slightly ahead of BT, and look how much we love BT right now. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that MHJ is getting a bad rap right now. Buy him low. Even if you can, I think you still can, because look at you. You have him and you're doubting him. You're kind of contemplating, do I sell him off of this good game to try and get the most maximized value before it rushes back to the bad, and then I'm pissed off I didn't get rid of him? Similar to Mason, why I created the sell Mason video. Why you should sell Mason if you should sell Mason, because he's up right now, but if he comes crashing down, it's going to be such an adverse reaction from people. No one's going to buy him. Off of any sort of spec that he could get the momentum back. People don't buy people when the momentum gets, deflated completely. So if it's a rocky road, they might, but not in the case of Mason. Mason's going to be almost near impossible to trade. All right, Steven, got to roll. Appreciate it. Call back if you got an offer later. Rock out. What can I do for you, Rock out? Yeah.
First of all, JD5 is Timothy.
He is.
He balled out.
He is.
All these doubters, all these networks.
He's a valedictorian from Himothy University. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people have no clue that he spoke. Valedictorian, gave a speech at Himothy University when he graduated. And his speech went a little something like this. It went a little something like this. I would like to just say there are a lot of people that are going to doubt you in this world as you all send you off into the workplace. Some will say that you can't do it, you're too small, you won't make it at the next level, but I'm about to go show you what it's like to be an absolute superstar. And I'm going to go, according to this guy Smitty, he's got a show. Smitty says I'm going to be a top 1 to 5 overall quarterback in the National Football League. And I have to say, I'm excited. I'm going to go enter the NFL draft. They're going to doubt me. I'm not going to get picked number 1 overall. And the team, the Chicago Bears that sit at the 1 spot, are going to forever regret not drafting me. Now get out there in the workplace and go tear it up. And go to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Like and subscribe, please. That was, I think, word for word. I might be off a little bit on his valedictorian speech from Himothy University. Rock out. What else can I do for you? What?
Hold our coffee.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he said, Get me a coffee. Okay, go ahead. What else can I do for you?
Yeah, what I'm supposed to do is Stevenson. I benched him this week, but you never know when to start him.
Yeah, he reminds me of like Ridley last year. But you know, pretty decent play. Depends what you're working with, Rock Out. If you're talking about benching a, like who were you debating? Stevenson and who? I forget.
It was like Stevenson and Bateman.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't go wrong going Bateman, bro.
And I also had McConkey on the bench.
Yeah, that sucks. And you don't know when that's going to happen either. You got 3 players that are hit and miss like a roller coaster. And in some cases, it's best just to leave one guy in so that you don't miss on all of the spike weeks. You're in on this player this week, and then it's like changing lanes in the freeway. You change lanes to get in a faster lane, it goes slow, and then the lane you're in goes right by you. I think you probably at this moment, I think Ladd might be in PPR the safest, but Ramondre is pretty damn good. Bateman's going to be like this. All right,
probably my safest is Wan'Dale Robinson.
Maybe. I like Ladd or Stevenson the most of those those options. Anything else, Rock Out?
That's pretty. We're not playing Tua next week against the Bills because they always
depends on your situation. Who's your quarterback?
I got Purdy on a bye.
Oh,
But
well,
I
mean, depends who you have, bro. I do expect Hill to do his thing next week, so that means Tua will do something. But call me back when you have your dilemma. Who else you could potentially have?
I could probably pick up Watson or Stafford.
Watson?
I'm at Winston. My bad.
Okay. Winston or Stafford. Get Stafford. Easy call.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, later, broski.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, Rock Out. Look at this. If you're listening to me now, Rock Out. Waiver wire, Stafford. Tua's down here, bro. I mean, this right here tells you how much I like Stafford over Tua. Broski. All right, let me hit these super chats real quickly, and then let's go. We'll maybe open the phone lines again. Pick up in place of Bucky next week. Bad matchup. I mean, I don't know who's available in your league, but Bucky, I mean, you got to look. I don't know that there's much here on the waiver wire. You'd have to tell me who's available. I mean, Guerendo's on a bye too, so Darwin, you're gonna have to be more specific. I can't read your mind entirely. I'll try my best, but I need options. 5-3: Baker, Bijan, Mixon, Devontae, Kupp, Ferguson, Swift, Mooney. Any moves? Bellows 5-3. Baker, Bijan. God, Baker continues to play well, man. Bijan, Mixon. I like this team. I'm probably saying. This is not me doubting Swift by saying this, but I do explore selling high. It doesn't matter. I explore selling high on Lamb if you needed it. If you won with Lamb this week, but you can't win every week with Lamb, you shop them. That's just the nature of buying low and selling high. So Swift and Mooney, or Swift and Devontae Adams for a top dog player, I would consider strongly. But the problem is the buy lows are dwindling away. There's no way to really even do that for a Gibbs or a Lamb anymore. So you really don't have the opportunity to do that anymore, other than maybe you get Hill, Swift for Hill straight up. I don't think you even need to give another player other than Mooney or maybe something smaller. Like, that's how bad Hill probably feels to the Hill owner, and Swift continues to thrive. You should be able to execute upon that trade on a 1-for-1 level at this point. And if you can't, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that person just doesn't want to trade. Traded for Ceedee earlier this week, says Lazy. Congrats, bro, getting Ceedee Lamb on the roster. We had a bunch of you that traded for Ceedee Lamb. Great work. I followed Smitty. This is from Ian. Ian says, I followed Smitty's advice, traded Devontae Smith and Tank Dell to a losing team for Ceedee Lamb on his bye week because he couldn't wait, like we said. Yes, in my grandma league. Attaboy. Absolutely smashing, bro. We had so many people dropping these comments here. I mean, what an amazing... This one here. Look at this one. Jaden says, traded for Ceedee on his bye at 1-5. I'm now 3-5. Congratulations, Jaden. Smashing it, bro. Proud of you guys. Tried to trade McBride and JK or Aaron Jones for a panicky Hill owner. Try to trade. I would say yes, but be careful because I like McBride. And I like Aaron Jones a little. I'm worried about that offensive line now that they lost Aerosol, but I would say probably J.K. McBride for Lamb or for Hill. I would definitely do that. Lamb is off the table. Vlad got Caleb, hold or drop for Jameson. I would rather have for like the short term. I don't know. I think Caleb still can score, but guys, would you? I just want to ask the audience, guys, would you rather have Caleb or Jameis Winston moving forward? I'm just curious because we can make fun of Winston and say, "Oh, you got to go Caleb," but like, look at Baker. Winston's kind of similar. That like, there's a certain amount of production he can produce, and even if, especially because the offense is down and throwing, it makes a lot of sense. This team I already talked about, Baker, Bijan, nice team. Again, that's fantastic. Nick, appreciate you, 4-4. Burrow, Hunt, B-Rob, Chase Hill, Lamb. Chase Hill and Lamb is fantastic. Kelsey, oh my God. Pacheco, holy smokes, bro. You got Hunt and Pacheco, very nice. Moves, made some trades, feel good about my team. Yeah, I don't know that I think I rolled the dice with B-Rob as your running back too. Feel good about Pacheco and realize that to make any moves anywhere, you're downgrading that hella crazy good wide receiver room. I'd roll with what you got, Nick. Nick, this is a team I don't want to touch. We've got a Caleb vote. Winston gonna play every game like it's his last. I'd be trading Hunt and Higgins. Can I get more votes on that? Winston versus Caleb, please. I want to have like 10 votes in a row. Can you guys please all vote Winston or Caleb? Just drop the name. I want to see more votes. We only had like 3 of them. More drone cam, please. Appreciate you, Grippy. It's really loud, especially when I crash it. I'm gonna pass on that at what is it? It's almost 10 p.m. here. I think I'm gonna wait on this. We got Caleb, Winston. Caleb, Winston, Caleb, Winston, Jameson, Winston. Wow. I guess Winston, bro. He won. If Love is out next week, Reed's still a must start. It depends on your scenario, Gene. I can't say he's a must start in all cases, but I still very much want to play him. But he's not the best situation. His QB loves him. His other QB, Willis, is good for winning. I would say it'd have to be a really good option to sit him. 4-4, 10-team, full PPR. You can provide that option. Love, Mahomes, Kyron. Well, don't worry. Mahomes is there for the saving, bro. You're fine. Bye week is out of the way. Kyron, fantastic. ETM Bigsby, nice coverage there. Chase Hill, Cup, love that. I mean, bro, that's a really good team. Ingram, Kraft, Brooks. Maybe you're exploring trading Kraft or Ingram with Brooks to get something. Maybe upgrade Bigsby with Ingram and Brooks, all 3 of them. Maybe something along those lines. Past that, I mean, bro, Kamara comes to mind. Like Brooks, Ingram, Bigsby, Kamara. ETN and Bigsby with Ingram, ETN and Bigsby with Kraft, ETN, Bigsby, Kraft, and Brooks for Kamara or for... There's not very many buy low running backs left, though. Not very many at all. Pretty good team, though. I'm not panicking if I'm you. You got the RB position covered in a creative way, and I still like Bigsby a lot. And who knows, maybe ETN gets his job back and is a top 5 running back or something like ETN. I think we shouldn't rule out the possibility that ETN's been playing injured, and we don't know what's in store for him. What if Bigsby got hurt because he's not a full-time starter that's willing to, or that's body's able to endure what he's going through, and he gets hurt, and then ETN's the only guy, and he's healthy, and he comes back, and he becomes a top 5 to 10 running back again. Certainly possible. I like your Bigsby ETN's rotation, to be honest with you. Keon and Guerendo for Otten and Charbonnet. Keon and Guerendo. I'd take Otten. I'm fine with that, especially if you feel good about your wide receivers with Keon gone. Like Keon's your first bench guy, not your starter, and then you have nobody behind him. So it's a good question though, bro. And I think Otten's gonna get 7 receptions a game. Moves 10-man PPR 2 and 6 with JD5, Mahomes, Achane, Gibbs, Taylor. Woo! Achane, Gibbs, and Taylor. Oh my. Hunt, Sun God, MHJ. Let's go, bro. Smith, Dell, Laporta, Ingram. Love it. Come back. As is, just got MHJ and Taylor. I like this, bro. I even like the depth that you have. You know what I mean? Like, if you could upgrade into Hill using, I don't know, Smith and one of the tight ends, I would do that. If I could upgrade into, another St. Brown type player to put next to St. Brown, and I probably keep MHJ, using Devontae Smith. And I love Devontae Smith, but he could be up and down. Like, you could do that. I'm okay doing that, but past that, bro, you got the right combination of depth across the board. 516, what's your name, bro? Where are you calling from?
It's Splash. I had to call from a different phone. Hold on, let me turn on the radio.
It's who?
It's Splash. I had to call from a different number.
Oh, okay, Splash. What can I do for you? Where are you calling from, by the way? Where?
New York City. New York City, baby.
All right, what can I do for you, bro?
Listen, the Mason thing, it happens. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? The guy showed whatever it was. I'm still up 15, even though he laid an egg.
I'm not. Look, bro, he was amazing. Mason's was free. Mason was free.
Exactly.
We've been crushing it with Mason. League winning material. What he's been providing. I picked him up
before week 1. I kind of got lucky there.
He's on a bye.
Still, yeah.
He's on a bye. He maybe comes back in week number 10 and is good to go. So we don't even know yet. Like, this whole dropping Mason, it's over. Like, you guys are burying him. Like he's gone. He's still in the picture. But go ahead. What can I do for you, Splash?
Someone offered me. I picked up Hop. I was scared to start him because the Raiders, they tend to play Kansas City tight. So I said, nah, not the week. But someone offered me right off the bat. Someone offered me Goff for him straight up.
Goff?
Yeah, for Hopkins. And I was like, I kind of need him. And then I ended up picking up Tillman.
Nice.
So now I'm like, maybe I don't need Hopkins,
Yeah.
And I picked up Jameis, so I don't need Goff, but maybe I do. Because my other quarterback is Donald. He never gets. They shut down the offense in the fourth quarter. The Vikings.
Well, Dershaw going down was horrible for the run. It was a bad. Who knows how that affects the whole team, bro. We'll have to see.
What do you mean? Who went down?
Their best offensive lineman, and then Aaron Jones.
Oh, right. Yeah. So Darnold, I don't think is really usable anymore. So it's Jameis.
Could be still. He could still be usable. I mean, it's not like he turns into a pumpkin, but I mean, it's certainly going to be a little tougher. He might have more penalties. Like, that's the thing I always worry about. When you lose your best offensive lineman, one of the very best in the NFL, because Dershaw is done for the year. When you lose your top offensive lineman and you bring in somebody that's not as versed, what do you have? Holding penalties. You get Darnold throws a touchdown strike to JJ, then there's laundry on the field, and you're like, damn it. So there's a lot of negatives that come with it, but doesn't mean he's unusable.
He was already questionable under pressure.
Darnold versus Winston, though, that's tough. That's tough to draw that line and say, okay, now we're going toward Winston when Darnold's been balling all year. But it's arguable from week to week with matchups, maybe.
He's looking good with. Well, they threw a lot to Elijah Moore, which is weird. But anyway, Tillman got 9 targets. So
what else you got?
Tillman's looking dangerous.
What else you got, real quick?
I sent you the Halloween song I wrote for the show. Did you check?
Where would you send it, Splash? I don't mean to.
The contact on the website.
I don't know. I'll look for it. Can you just perform it live?
I could do a reading. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead. Hold on, let me mute the music. I don't know what we're getting into.
Hear it?
I don't know what we're getting into.
Can you play the Thriller beat?
No, I don't have the rights to that.
Okay, fine.
You want me to? You want Rock Out to hum it? Rock Out, can you call in real quick? It's the Thriller beat.
Yeah.
Rock Out's younger though. He's not that young, but I don't know if he knows the Thriller beat.
I'm not picky. Let me pull it up. There you go. Okay.
All right, you want me to do it? I got this. I got this. Hold my beer. Ready? Here we go.
The theme is the Thursday night game. Okay, so here it is. When darkness falls and Thursday ball calls and fingers start to shiver, you scan your bench for one entrenched, though chances are a sliver. As fourth quarter nears, your fears come clear. Your player is no Thriller. He's no Thriller. No thrills tonight. He's running to the line, but he can't find no daylight. He's no Thriller. No thrills tonight. You gave the guy a try, but he failed to satisfy. He's no Thriller. No thrills tonight. You put your money on the line. He laid an egg during prime time. He's no Thriller. He ain't that guy. You staring at the screen, but he's not touching green. You start to scream.
You really went on, bro. How long? You wrote the whole thing.
Yeah, that guy.
Are you in the pantry?
It's that's just one more. There's one more bar.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
As terror starts to take over your mind, you're terrified. Points are glued at a 0 line. He's no Thriller. I was going to tell you have little Smitty read the scary part, and then you do the
little Smitty can't read yet, bro. Little Smitty's 3 years old. All right, hey, appreciate you, bro. The whole chat's loving it. They want it on Spotify. All right, hey, good job. We'll see you later, Splash. Appreciate you.
All right, take it easy, guys.
All right, later. That guy, he literally had the whole thing. It was ready too. He didn't have to go scrambling to find it or anything. He's like, yeah, you want it? Here it goes. All right. Phone calls, couple more phone calls, and that's it.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Broski went all out. He didn't. We've had some people perform on here before, but like he went start to finish. He had everything going. A lot of people saying it slaps hard, bro. They like it. Idol. Go right to American Idol. No Thriller. One negative comment. No Thriller. That guy over Denny. Someone likes you. Oh man, Denny ain't gonna like that. Hate it or love it. That slaps hard. Yeah. 817 caller. You got big shoes to fill. 817. What's your name? Where are you calling from? 817.
Hey, this is Steven, and I am from Cali.
Steven from Cali. Okay. You singing for us? What are you performing?
I'm singing. Nah, I'm not singing. I got a couple of questions for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, well, so I'm on a 10-team league. I got what do I got here?
You got nothing. You hung up on yourself. So what you got? Okay. Well, unfortunately for him, I am closing the phone line for now. I'm going to get to the super chat. This is what I got. Thriller. Put him on hold music. Thriller. QB, Purdy, Caleb, Brees Hall, Jacobs Hunt, Hill, Olave, Adams, Dell, Deontay, Henry, Kincaid, Hawkinson, 3 and 5. What moves to make? Probably say I would roll with, let's see here. What kind of trade can you make, bro? Purdy, Caleb, Brees, Jacobs, Hunt. I don't know that you got a lot of moves to make, to be honest with you, bro. This is one of those things where I see it and I'm like, you can't trade Brees high. Maybe you could trade Jacobs high, but what are you buying? You know, like what are you going and getting? Like a Kamara, and then you need to get another piece somewhere, or why do the trade? Because Kamara's got a broken hand. The offense is garbage. Jacobs is getting leaned on. His offense is great even with Willis or without Love, or with Love. I'm probably saying like you could trade Jacobs, but you need to get an RB that I love like Kamara, a buy low RB like Kamara or Walker, and get an additional player, or a 2-for-2 upgrading Olave into, Hill. So, or you got Hill already. So this is tough. St. Brown. Like if you could upgrade Olave into St. Brown, upgrade Olave into JJ by downgrading Jacobs into a runner that's slumping like Walker or Kamara, then I think that's your only move. I don't know that there's much else for you to do. Appreciate you, Castillo. What a day. What a day. Look, hour and 16-minute live stream. I did expect to be here a little bit longer tonight, but now that I got the super chats knocked out, we did some phone calls. We got the week 9 waiver wire. We did the wrap-up show earlier. We did a kind of a little recap of today's game, and I can even go through a couple things real quick. Might be here just a little bit longer. 800 people in here. I don't really want to leave with 800 people in here. So let me answer the super chat and go through some news real quick. First, tough week this season. Won all matchups on Yahoo. Lost 4 out of 5 on Sleeper. God, we had such a good week. DeBalt, what kind of teams did you have? All G. We adjust and adapt. Trade Hill and Bugsby for Puka and Mixon. Yes, definitely take Puka and Mixon. I don't think you pull that off. That's a pipe dream of a trade. You get that done, bro. You got no more problems. You got no problems at all. That's probably not going to fly, though. That's an unbelievable trade to imagine happening. Traded Mason and Devontae Smith. Got Ceedee. My wife got tired of me talking fantasy football with her, and I say, go talk with the Smitty guy on YouTube, LOL. Thanks, homie. Much love, bro. I really appreciate you in the show. So, Mel, what a move. What a move. Fantastic move. Mason and Devontae Smith. And Smith had a good day, but you got CeeDee Lamb. I bet you were even a little bit disappointed when Smith had a good day, right? You probably thought, this guy Smitty screwed me. And Lamb Chops goes out and has the day that he has. Congratulations, Mel, on smashing that trade and improving your team. What a day. What a day. What a day. Jahmyr Gibbs, just a recap with the 742 of you in here. Please hit that subscribe button and smash that thumb up button. But hit that subscribe button. Hit it hard. If you haven't already, we definitely need your help as this channel continues to grow at a rapid pace, but we need your help. Jahmyr Gibbs, 127 and a touchdown. Absolutely remarkable day for Jahmyr. Just a great day for Jahmyr. What a day for Jahmyr. Devon Achane, 97 yards in a Dolphins win, adding 6 for 50 and a touchdown. Remarkable day for our spacemen. Hurts, a Saturn man, 236, 1 touchdown, and then 3 tutties on the ground with 37 yards, 4 total scores. What a day for the Saturn man. Bijan, a Saturn man, 13 rushes for 63 yards, but added 6 for 37 and a touchdown. Our Saturn men were exploding. All of these guys are Saturn men.
The Saturn men.
one small step for man, one giant leap for Saturn.
I mean, look at this. JD5, Kyron, Hurts, Gibbs, HM, Bijan, MHJ came around. What a day. What a day. What a remarkable day. Jacobs is a Mars man. Mars man.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars man.
Jacobs exploded. Pacheco coming back. Barkley. What a list. Debo had such a big day tonight.
And spinning aimlessly in space.
Had he not had a penalty on that damn touchdown. It was such a big day for Debo if that did not get called back. 25 totes for 127 and 2 touchdowns for the Mars man. Jalen Hurts, Saturn man. Breece Hall's the only real big disappointment. Buy low. Kate Otten, as we've said all week. I know Tony didn't hear me because Tony's like, should I pick up? I was thinking about picking up Kate Otten. I'm like, thinking about picking him up. He's like, yeah, man, he's pretty good. 81 and 2 touchdowns. He shouldn't be on waivers. Tyreek Hill is the other disappointment. Buy low. These two guys are the guys to go get this week. Dell started off disappointing. People are talking mad trash. Caught all 4 of his targets. Diggs is injured. We'll see how bad Diggs is. In fact, let me do a quick search on X right now and see if we can get a Stephon Diggs update. I haven't really even dug into it, to be honest with you. So let's look into that now. But Tank Dell, 35 yards and a touchdown. His usage is going to go up tremendously. Hard to tell from this angle, but looks like the right knee buckles and awkward when he steps right. Let me see if I can take a look at this. Yeah, the angle is not very good, but usually no contact injuries are ACLs, or if you have some sort of meniscus tear already that's like brewing and you cut just right, it could tear that. Either way, it's either multiple games or he's out for the year, I would imagine. You never know. Sometimes a knee sprain is all it is, and then they're better the next week. It happens all the time. Look at Monty getting helped off the field with his knee. Couldn't even put weight on it, and they came back like a drive or two later and looked like nothing had happened. There's no update on Diggs. Nothing concrete, just a lot of speculation, but ACL does feel like it's in the cards here. Hard to say. I'll have more information for you later. But Keon Coleman's a beast. Just an absolute man among boys on the field, especially in the end zone. He's just a absolute machine. You know, taller than everybody, stronger than everybody. He doesn't even know his own strength and weight yet. He's such a big boy. He stands next to people and makes them look small. McBride, we knew he bounced back. 124 on 9 receptions. Unbelievable day. Baker Mayfield exploded. 330 and 3 TDs. What a day for Baker. Not a disappointment maker anymore. Pitts, 91 and 2 touchdowns. What a day for Kyle Pitts. Kyler Murray stepped up big today. 26 of 36, 307 and 2 touchdowns. Ran the ball well. Executed good at the end of the game. Mixon continuing to do Mixon type things. 25 totes, 102 and a touch. What a day for Mixon. Jameis Winston, what a monster this guy is. 41 passes he threw. 334, 3 tutties. Who cares about INTs? He's going to be fine. Barkley, you probably can't buy Barkley low, but you could say that, like, in some sort of creative trade, maybe someone relinquishes his services just because he's not. Every game isn't amazing, and they expect it. So 108, no touchdowns or anything. It was kind of a disappointing day for some Barkley owners out there. Marv, 6-7, 111 yards and a touchdown. Unbelievable. Unbelievable day for Marvin, bouncing back.
I'm a Cardinal, hey, I'm a Cardinal. 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 The Cardinals look to be rising, and MHJ is your king.
It's a story of a lovely family that was paired up by Alice in the middle, creating this one absolute amazing combination of absolute ballers in this family. We've got Kyler, we've got Penix waiting in the wings, but Cousins says no, Alice ain't going nowhere. Kyle Pitts and McBride both exploding. M.A. Shea, monster. Bijan, monster. The Smitty bunch is a amazing crew of fantasy football machines, and you can drop the Smitty bunch emoji if you're an exclusive member. Please let it rain emojis, Smitty bunch emojis. They're in the live chat exclusive membership area, so click that. And if you don't have that, make sure you sign up. It's the join button just to join the channel. Jordan Love did not return after the groin injury. We'll have more information on that. Devontae Smith was pretty solid with the 86 and a touch. Nice little day out of Devontae Smith. Good sell high, but also a good hold. I absolutely love him. I don't doubt him at all. We got this Jonathan Taylor explosion and reemergence with the 20 carries, 105 and a touchdown. What a beast he is. Calvin Ridley's hard to trust, but he's also very talented. I mean, we get reminded of that all the time. 10 of 15, 143 yards and a lost fumble. But look at the 15 targets. Like he only pulled in two-thirds of them. So like imagine if he pulled in 15 targets. Tillman, top waiver wire pickup of the week at the wide receiver position, or tied with Coleman's not really fully available, and he's available in just about 15 to 20%, 22% of leagues, 15 to 22 depending on the format, depending on the league management software that you use or the app. So Tillman's really legit the top pickup of the week and available in like 25 to 35% of leagues, roughly, depending on what format you're looking at or what league management software or app you play on. 99 yards and 2 touchdowns for Tillman, looking really, really good. And he plays for a quarterback in Winston that can air the ball out. Derrick Henry, 73 yards and 1 touchdown. Kind of like a tamed Derrick Henry outing. Laporta, 48 yards and a touchdown, but also had another touchdown called back. So that was a really good day for him. 29 attempts, 23 completions, 276 and 4 touchdowns for Kirk Cousins. That was a nice day. Jamar Chase did all this work early, it seemed. 54 yards, 9 receptions and only 54 yards though. Tough sledding. Touchdown. Kind of a buy low in a sense. I mean, we could put him, really, it's not like you're going to get him dirt cheap, but you could certainly put Jamar Chase in the buy low category because, people are fickle, and if they're losing, they tend to gravitate toward weird ideas and getting out of certain players, and they get disappointed quickly. 36 yards and a touchdown for Andrews. He continues to do good things. Mostert's going to be touchdown dependent. He had 2 touchdowns, not a lot of yardage. Bucky used very much in the receiving game. 7 catches for 40 yards, and then the 44 rushing. Continues to be a good flex play. Diggs again injured his knee. We'll have more tomorrow on that. Garrett Wilson was steady, 5 of 8, 113 yards. And then we had Stevenson with the 20 carries, 48 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hard to trust, but hard to sit. Josh Allen, 283 and 2. James Cook, 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. And as I said on the Patreon last night, if you haven't joined the Patreon, make sure you get on over to the Patreon. Your boy Smitty has a live chat environment. It's just 10 live chat rooms where we're chatting constantly. I may even go live in a few minutes, like 30 minutes from now, I'll go live on Patreon. It's an audio live stream, and it's a one-way live. So you're just asking me questions in the live chat, and then I answer them as I'm audio live. And if you miss it, I always post the live stream in an article right after so that you can replay it. If you miss it, play it tomorrow, play it the next day, whatever. So 10 live chat rooms and audio replay and live streams. $10 a month. That link has been dropped in the live chat. I have it also pinned in the live chat. It's in the description of every video. But basically on Patreon last night, we talked about this. I said, for you Patreon members only, my other buy low that I talk about here and there for sure, but is James Cook. If you can do a last minute trade for James Cook, he could become a bona fide elite running back one again, even though people doubt him. He is the quickest turnaround value, kind of what we hope could happen for ETN, and probably won't, but could. That's what this guy James Cook did and was fully expected to do. And if you're on the Patreon, you either listen to the replay of the audio stream or you were on it last night. We talked about this in tremendous detail. Patrick Mahomes, clearly getting back in the saddle, 262 and 2. A couple other touchdown opportunities, and he starts hitting on all those. He's gonna have that 3-4 TD game, maybe a 4 or 5 TD game very soon. Kareem Hunt slowing down a little bit. You can already tell it's hard for him to get off the ground. He needs help getting up. He's getting worn down. Pacheco's coming back for his job. Kelsey, 10 receptions, 90 yards, and a touchdown. We've got, I don't know if this is the other one. Yeah. Bo Nix, 284 and 3, and a rushing touchdown, I believe. Chuba Hubbard, 56 yards. Sutton, 100 yards on 8 receptions. Sutton's always quietly good. Jaden Daniels, 326 and a tutty, and then 40 or 50 rushing, I believe. Swift, 129 and a touchdown. I see you, Swift. I see you. McLaurin, steady, 5 for 125. Jalen Hurts, already told you, 4 touchdowns total. 1 passing, 3 rushing, 236 through the air. Barkley, no tutties, 108. Devontae Smith, 6 of 85, 1. And then what is that other one? Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all the news. I want to go through all of that for anybody that missed it on the earlier show. But what a day, what a day, what a day. We have a couple more super chats here that I can get to, and then I don't know, we may call it subscribe and like. Let's go through these. Lost 3 of them by a point, still top 3 in all of them. Nice job, DeBalt. Had a rough go. Smitty, check your DM. Oh, Rockout doesn't want to be left in the cold in this rap battle. Who do you think wins tomorrow? Neighbors plus 15 points or Wilson and Pickens? I'd probably say Neighbors and 15 points, bro. Yeah, I'd much rather be that side. And Dak, Chase, Cooper, Higgins, Achane, Chubb, Hunt, Madison, Tracy. What moves to make? None. Now try and get Pacheco. Problem is, what do you do? Would like Lamb, Hill, or Gibbs? What moves to make? The problem is, bro, in order to do this move, you got to trade Higgins. He didn't play. He's got no value right now. Achane, if you want to trade Achane for Gibbs, I'm fine with that. I don't think you're going to necessarily even pull that off. Maybe you can. It could be a straight up swap. I could see it happening, I suppose. We have a new Patreon member. Corey, appreciate you joining, bro. Lamb, Hill, Gibbs. I mean, you could trade Achane for Hill and an RB. I'll be honest with you, looking at the team, I feel like you might need something to win it all anyway. Doesn't mean it's a bad team. I just don't think it's a winner. So, especially with Hunt likely falling off and Chubb not necessarily looking like the Chubb of old, I'd probably say you try and trade Jamar Chase on the high if you can for 2 players, or you trade Achane on the high for 2 players. And those 2 players would look something along the lines of Kamara or Walker with Tyreek Hill. Start with the Tyreek Hill owner. I think Lamb and Gibbs, you're buying too high. Those guys are untouchable at this point. You don't have the firepower to do that. You just deplete yourself even more because Achane alone wouldn't get it done. And then what's your team going to look like if you just got that one Gibbs and that's it, and you've depleted everything? You got to go for the buy low. You got to go for Breece Hall using Achane and get another player. You have to go get Hill and another player, or Jamar Chase and another player, if that's even possible, and that might not be. The Jamar Chase one might not be possible. Got offered Chris Olave for Aaron Jones. I'd probably rather have Chris Olave by a hair. They're both very solid, but offensive line concern me. Need 1 flex for week 9. Cup, Jacobs, JT, Garrett Wilson, Neighbors. Mav, come on, bro. How are we supposed to get this? This looks like an entire team's lineup. This looks like a 10-man league's full lineup. Oh, let me see your roster. Cup, Jacobs, JT, Garrett Wilson, Neighbors. That's good. That's a good team. That could win it all. This is your bench in your 4-man league, Mav. What are we supposed to do with this? Need a flex for week 9. I guess you go. I mean, maybe we'll let Neighbors tell a story this week, and then we decide, right? Maybe he convinces us that he's a must start. But I'd probably say we have to go through all the matchups and everything. let me see some things, but I would say, like, in a nutshell, let me look at the schedule next week. I don't remember everything off the top of my head, believe it or not. So you're gonna get better advice from me as I get, into week 9 mode tomorrow. But JT's on the road at Minnesota. That's doable, but will the game script be out of hand? I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Vikings are gonna crumble. Cooper Kupp is where is he at home or away? Cooper Kupp, that Thursday game is Houston, New York Jets. I say that I breathe out like that because I don't want bad performances from like Breeze. I hate Thursday games. Maybe it'll be okay. This Thursday game rocked. So Rams are on the road at Seattle. Give me Cooper Kupp for now, Mav, but we need to reassess this later in the week, bro. Give me Cooper Kupp, broski. Mav to the moon. I'll see you all on Patreon. Let me drop the Patreon link one more time. It's also pinned in the live chat. It's also in the description of every video, including this one. And I just dropped it right there. I'll be live on Patreon in about 20 minutes or so. Maybe 25. Maybe 30. I'll try and do it sooner. I'll see you. Oh, Rockout's DM. But I'll see you all there on Patreon, okay? So make sure you join now. You'll be able to sign up in enough time. It takes like 2 minutes to sign up. $10 a month on Patreon. Cancel anytime. Again, it's all about a live chat. These are all live chat rooms. And they're all connected, really. But and during the games, we're in the game day lounge. These all become ghost towns. And we're packed into the game day lounge, just chatting the entire Sunday. From start to finish. We're just talking. Even right now, people are in there still talking about what happened this week. And then on top of that, I do live audio streams like Twitter Spaces is how you can think of it. And then they get posted as articles for replay immediately so you can listen to it later if you miss it. Here's Rock Out.
on the rise. Scoring touchdown. Hail Mary, oh, Hail Mary. Winner, chicken dinner. Kissing baby, going crazy on the crazy day. Don't be unstoppable, rookie of the year. This is going, hanging up my beer. This is how we going, like, yeah, that's the cheer.
Hanging up my beer. Rock Out, appreciate you. Go join the Patreon. I'll see you guys live on Patreon in just a few minutes. On that note, but the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back.
He's Kyron. He's 7 feet.
Breece Hall is 8 foot tall. He will always answer the mother freaking. Hey, Chan.
People are getting burrowed left and right.
In ancient Egypt consists of drafting one of Allen, Mahomes, or Hurts to go with one of these round 1 running backs and one of these running backs in round 2. The tripod.
This smash, bro. How many people in here are winning their leagues they feel? They're on their way to winning their league and they're crushing it right now that use the tripod. The tripod is the best strategy in 2024, period. Early running back dominated fantasy football this past offseason, and we absolutely crushed early running back. We crushed it. Raise your hand, put a eggplant emoji, a fire emoji, a thumbs up, whatever, to indicate that you are a running back, or a tripod producing monster. Live Monday through Friday. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Live whenever big news breaks. Live after every game. Whether it's a Thursday game, Monday game, Sunday slate of games, Thursday game. And live a lot of the midnights. Appreciate you all. See you all tomorrow. What's it? Guy says, why is, what's his question? This guy says, why is this guy wearing sunglasses, bro? Because when your mom brings you the meatloaf down in the basement, bro, I don't want her to get mesmerized by my eyes again, Leonard. It's really simple. Stop asking me, bro. Doses. Oh, Leonard, I do get the reason I started wearing them, to be honest with you, is I was getting migraines from all the lighting and stuff in here and just the screens. I'm looking at screens all day, bro. They're prescription, they're blue light blocking. The combination of adding tint to it helps. I have other ones too, bro. I wear these as well, just for Leonard's sake. Don't want Leonard to feel like I hate him. I'm working on myself, Leonard. I'm working on myself. I also have these blue light blocking. I don't mind these a lot. I wear these a lot too, or I used to wear these a lot. I like these a lot, but I also have these right here. These are the ones I like the most. I do wear these quite a bit. Leonard, appreciate you. When you stare at a screen all day, Leonard, it tends to bother you. All right, see you guys on Patreon. Deuces.